Soul My is really about embracing where you come from, who you are, and loving all your unique features and knowing that nobody is like you. You are unique, you're beautiful in your own way. I really like to have a message like that in my songs because I feel like people, especially in this generation with social media, we need to hear that. Like, I need to hear it some days, man. I wake up sometimes, I'm like, ugh. What's wrong with you? But then you have to be like, back up. Like, we're only human. Our flaws make us perfect. Aside from wanting to be on stage and performing, because that's my passion, the first passion really overall, now that I'm getting all these responses, is really to heal with your words and lyrics. And lyrics go a long way. Like, people feel these things. I remember growing up and feeling lyrics, and just it changed my life. So for me to have a song that has such a deep message, it really makes me feel like great to know that I'm spreading a positive message. And that's super important to me. Do you ever feel like a misfit? The first time I felt like a misfit in 7th grade when I did get kicked out of middle school. And it's funny because I didn't do anything wrong. I just stood up to a bully and I was so upset at the time. But then I'm like, you know what? I do feel like a misfit. I feel crazy. Like, who gets kicked out of 7th grade? That's crazy. Everything inside you is dark and twisted. Dark and twisted, it can mean so many different things. I get to travel the world all the time, and it's beautiful, and I feel so blessed to be doing that. But even now, it's like I'll have days where I'm feeling down, and it's definitely not all sunshine, I can tell you that. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. Do you ever feel like an outcast? You don't have to fit into the format. Oh, but it's okay to be different, 'cause baby, so am I. Do what you want. It's your life. You live one life. I'm 100% Albanian blood, and I feel like my background and where my family came from, they've always taught me to work super hard for what I have, and they work super hard for what they have. So growing up, they've instilled in me just to really stand up for what I believe in and be opinionated. So it's kind of in my DNA in a way. Can you hear the whispers all across the room? You feel her eyes all over you like cheap perfume. You hear all these voices around you, especially in school, and that's why I wanted to have the message and the music video in school, in the music video, because that's where bullying starts, and that's where the core is, where we start becoming like kind of sad in a way. Personally, those lyrics to me just mean just like how when you hear these voices around you talking bad about you, you just gotta brush it off because everybody is misunderstood. You're beautiful, but misunderstood. So why you trying to be just like the neighborhood? I think now in this day and age, everybody's trying to go with the trend and everybody's trying to be cool and everybody's like, you know what, I just want to do what I'm seeing on TV or what I'm seeing in movies, but really do what your heart wants to do, what your heart desires in a way. I was going with the trend for the longest time and then hated like my outfits and I was like, well, I don't like this. I'm just doing what's cool. I can see it, I know what you're feeling. So let me tell you about my little secret. I'm a little crazy underneath this. Anybody can feel misunderstood. Anybody can feel like that. And sometimes that is being called crazy. And then you start believing you're crazy. And people say like, you're a misfit. But in reality, you're doing you. Oh, so dress up fancy, like Sid and Nancy. Walking killer queen, gotta keep them guessing. So Sid and Nancy were definitely not great role models, but they were really carefree and did whatever the fuck they wanted to. So baby, come pass me a lighter. We're gonna leave them on fire. We're the sinners and the blessings. The dualities of it all. We're not one thing. We're so many different things put into one. So when someone wants to categorize us into one thing, it's like, no, we are many different layers, like an onion almost. You're king and you're queen. You're strong, then you're weak. You're bound but so free. In a way, you're bound to your craft and you're free also because it's your craft and you love to do it. For me, the duality is everything and everything in my art. And also I like theatrical like visuals. So for me, it was super, super, super important to have these dualities in the bridge. You can be strong and you can be weak, but then still be strong the next day. So it's all about learning like how you get up from your weaknesses. So come and join me and call me early and we'll make them scream. Like literally call me whatever the hell you want to call me. As long as you come and join me and be a misfit and be an outcast and not fitting into this format. It's funny, when I cut my hair like this, I got so many weird looks at the grocery store. That's when I knew, I'm like, you know what? This is good. This is a good message of doing something that you don't see often. And so just do what you want to do. Have your cake and eat it too. That's my motto.